Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word.
Come on, you woolly bastard! Come on!
My glasses are perpetually dirty now because Ava likes to just snatch them right off of my face.
What a shit.
And then they just become hers for the next several minutes.
What are you going to do?
Nothing. There's literally nothing I can do.
No. She's realizing it.
Mhm.
It's that slow. It's like a cat where the cat realizes, oh, they're not going to eat me. Oh, they're not going to do anything
They're not going to do
me.
anything. Oh, I can do whatever I want.
Oh, yeah.
This is a
This
great
is my
arrangement
house.
for me. Yeah. I live here.
What is this? Sasquatch.
Sasquatch!
We have, so this is the last Sasquatch of the year, folks. And then we have two more that we'll wrap this up next year.
How
But
many
for
years
now,
of
welcome.
Sasquatching is that?
I
Just
don't
the
know.
one? Who can say?
I don't know where it's a total of, let me count, 16 episodes. So it's been over a year, I'd say. I'd say we average one of these a month, you know? Sometimes more, sometimes less.
It's, Bigfoot sightings are rare.
Yeah, exactly. I'm seeing a lot. I'm learning a lot about Bigfoot.
Me too.
Yeah.
A lot of things are getting reinforced.
Yeah.
A lot of misconceptions or preconceptions I had about Bigfoot are getting challenged and shattered.
At parties, I can say, I'm a bit of a Bigfoot expert myself.
I'm a novice Bigfoot historian.
Yeah.
A novice amateur.
And that's all
a
thank you
Bigfoot
to Bob
hobbyist,
Grenville.
I consider myself.
Yeah. But Bob Grenville, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bob is our producer, doing all this, making us Squatch experts.
They're the one forcing us to build Bigfoot traps in the woods with thermal cameras and spy on them.
My goodness.
Got to spy on Bigfoot.
Yeah, this is 2022's The Bigfoot Trap. This fascinating film.
Sadly, nothing to do with The Parent Trap. I was really hoping it was going to be about twin Bigfoots.
That would have been great.
Or-
There's twin Bigfoots in it. There's a Bigfoot switcheroo, kind of.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Or two adorable twins parent trapping their
Bigfoot.
Yeah, their estranged father Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Trying to get
What'd you think of
their
it?
mom and Bigfoot back together.
Bigfoot never speaks the whole movie.
No, it's just Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think of this?
This is an insane movie. This movie is deranged, much like the last one we watched, Monstrous.
Yes, this movie, here's my hot take is that I think they got a good movie here. It needs some tweaks.
Yeah.
But I think
it
the
needed
broad
to perhaps
strokes,
be executed by somebody who's not so close to the source, to the material.
I was going to say, this gave me God's Not Dead vibes.
Yes.
Which is wild to say.
This gave me, it's funny you said that because I just got done doing the last two Doom novels for 1-900 Hot Dog, which are just insane Christian Mormon propaganda. And that's all I could think about watching this movie is, this main character is just, it's clearly it's clearly like a straw man cool guy that the writer director invented because he was tired of people teasing him about Bigfoot.
Right. For the record, this isn't a religious movie. Although at one point I was thinking, like, is this going to become?
Yes. I was like, oh, we're in some trouble.
It has the vibes. Those vibes, and what I mean is, like, if you've watched God's Not Dead, it's a movie where it's like this big city atheist straw man butts heads with like a student. It's the big city atheist teacher.
Yeah, Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, where it's like it's clearly written with an agenda by someone who is in a bubble, where it's like this is what atheists are all like, and they're all like always evil and weird and mean, and this like Christian hero is so calm and cool and has all the right answers,
reasonable and just stone cold logic.
Yeah, it doesn't. It can be political. They're political. It's watching someone win an argument in their own head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what this is too. And
yes.
I will say it did some twists that I wasn't expecting for that because of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
However.
Yes.
The end result.
Yes.
Is still the insane meth head Bigfoot murderer was right all along, wasn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of love it though. Because again, It feels harmless because it's from there's a couple things that aren't harmless.
It's a little, I was going to say, it's kind of pointedly racist.
Yeah, it's 2022 harmless. And what I mean by that is it's thought on conspiracy theories were very, where it's like, you're bullying this flat earther for making fun of them. And it's like, well,
no.
These days the flat earther is making policies. So
well,
no.
not in also not in 2022. Like that was the thing that was rubbing me, that I was bumping up against, rubbing me the wrong way. When at the beginning of this movie, it's out of the gate, it's presenting us like the thing it wants us to agree upon is that like, okay, so there's like these insane crackpot weirdos, like flat earthers, and that guy there was like some guy who insists he fought like the ghosts of Muhammad Ali or something.
Yeah.
And this lady talking about how her dog was the well, those that lady was more vapid. Anyway, they're basically asking us to make a distinction between like people like flat earthers and conspiracy theorists and people who believe in Bigfoot. And it's like,
right.
Yeah, I already do. I already make that distinction. Like,
yeah, a lot of people believe in Bigfoot.
It's not the same. Like, it's not the same. Like, Bigfoot.
It's not.
Bigfoot's mostly harmless. Bigfoot's also like, it's weirdly important to some people. It is different. Like, it is different.
There's different like Native American legends. There's stuff that's steeped in cultures. There's also the fact that, and I'm not.
I was just talking purely from a white American perspective.
Oh yeah, but I was just talking about this to someone, but also cryptids are generally one of those things where it's like it's not flat earth. It's not where in the sense that like there can be species that are undiscovered.
Yeah.
That can exist.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea like, yeah, it's outlandish that it would be Bigfoot, but it's not outside the realm of science.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
It's weird that we really, really want to believe that this specific thing is out there.
Right.
But the idea of an undiscovered species is, it happens all the time.
It's like aliens where you're like, it's debatable whether or not aliens visited Earth, but the idea that there's other, species out in the universe seems pretty damn plausible in the sense that it's just like, I can imagine there's
probably
other
not in the sense of life as we know it, but again, in the vastness of the universe. Anyway,
and flat Earth, where it's like objectively the Earth isn't flat.
Correct.
So
and in point of fact, the lady that they highlight that's ranting about the flat Earth is saying things like they, them, the media, the governments. It's this conspiracy invented by this nebulous force that's trying to distort our reality. Like that's poisonous. Like that's
right.
very, very bad.
That's the problem because again,
a bad mindset for people to be in.
So for people who haven't seen this movie, which is most people, what's good about this movie, the broad strokes, is that the general premise is that it's a journalist going out to this hillbilly who built a Bigfoot trap. And what happens... Identical
to the ones that Willie will build on Mountain Monsters.
Yes.
It's just a fucking willy trap from Mountain Monsters.
I was going to say, it's PVC. I know it's supposed to be more metal, but it looks like PVC pipe at times. And like, when I looked at it, I was like, you can get out of that easily. In fact, they have a scene, because what happens basically is he witnesses or participates in a murder. And the Bigfoot trapper traps this man in his Bigfoot trap, and it becomes a thriller where he's just trapped this guy and he doesn't know what to do with him because he can't let him go.
Right.
Essentially, he shoots the Bigfoot guy's friend who's dressed up as Bigfoot, which is a funny idea. It feels very like, again, there's a good version of this where it's like his friend. What we learn is that his friend is doing a hoax. And at points,
this movie is interesting.
Yeah, he's doing a hoax where his friend is dressed up as Bigfoot, and the journalist picks up the gun and shoots Bigfoot.
Because he's running
that feels like Guy Ritchie shit.
Yeah, it's like, but it's also like this is one reason why they tell you why you don't play around with Bigfoot costumes and guns in the forest.
Exactly.
Like you're gonna run at somebody in a gorilla costume while you're telling them it's Bigfoot, it's Bigfoot. Like it's silly, but like he might shoot him.
Right. Exactly. It's this is in another universe. It's a good dark comedy, right? Where it's
or
like,
even
and then
a genuinely good thriller because like the way it's presented, like the pieces are there. It starts with the journalist guy who is like he started in the right place, but he sort of fell into doing more exploitative stuff about like making fun of people who are punching down. It's
right.
Like, I will agree that. Putting the flat earth lady is punching down because she's obviously like that's obviously crazy.
Someone with a mental health issue. Yeah.
And he gets hooked up with this dude who like really believes in it and is the writing and the performance aside is sort of challenging the journalist when he's kind of trying to ridicule the Bigfoot stuff. Like the performance is grating and the writing is bad, but like at one point they do manage to have a good line where they're out there hunting for Bigfoot in the night and the guy's like filming and he cracks some joke about it. I forget what it was. Hillbilly mating call is I think what he says.
Right.
And then like the Bigfoot hunter dude, his name is Red, but I wrote down it's Travis Kelce. And his friend, the witty racist. Kyle, the witty racist. But like Red like grabs his camera and he's like, he basically starts giving him shit. He's like, come on, man, stop screwing around. And he's like, well, what do you want? It's, they kind of want it to be like funny. He's like, I thought he says to him, I thought you said you were a journalist. And he's like, well, yeah, I am. He's like, so stop trying to be a comedian. It's like, oh, okay. That's a good line. That's a good line.
Yeah. Again, broad strokes are very good.
Yeah. Then, so all that is to say, like,
even the ending, the conclusion is good. They just it's just too preachy.
Yes, if they cut out the preachiness, like you have the bones of like it doesn't even have to be a dark comedy. Like I was saying, you could have made a legitimate thriller because what was clever about this is that what seems like the director making a Mary Sue character out of Red. That's just like, oh, he's this perfect logical Bigfoot believer who it just shatters every notion you had and is just like, how dare you ridicule a poor man like this?
And that's how he starts, is like he's always one step ahead.
Right. He's always like, he's always making him look dumb and he's always got exactly.
It's this is the Christian movie stuff where it's like the big city guy is like, look at this dumb hillbilly. And then of course the dumb hillbilly is like, I know everything about you and I'm actually quite smart and I understand all the.
I'm actually like fucking Sherlock Holmes.
Right. Like so it makes it. Yeah, it makes it legitimately surprising when you learn that he's actually hoaxing him.
Right.
Because you're like,
he's hoaxing him.
Yeah. With his coked up friend.
They are methed out maniacs who have already covered up one murder.
Yes.
So like it's as soon as the shooting happens, that dude's like the facade of being like this, the haughty, like I'm one step ahead, and actually I'm Sherlock Holmes, XXX. I know everything, and I'm the coolest dude around. Like it unravels,
right? Because to his credit, the writer, director, editor of this, it's all one guy, and you can tell, at least knew how to tell an interesting story. That's what most of those like Christian films don't do.
He's made a ton of asylum films.
Yeah, okay. I didn't actually look into him.
I looked him up just to see, because I was, partway through this movie, I was like, what's this person like? Because this movie fascinated me with its preachiness and what it was saying to me.
Right, because again,
and he's just this dude that's made like an Ocean of Asylum movies, so he's at least anyway.
It's just so frustrating because it's like you don't actually need that. You could actually have the same message without being this weird and preachy about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it was there. You didn't have to. The instinct to try to rehabilitate Red at the end of the movie. It's like, no, he's still a tragic character, but we don't need to go the extra distance that the movie is trying to go in saying that actually he was right all along. And
right, you don't even need
the murder of that Hispanic guy and that cop don't matter.
Right. You really just need the ending, like, because the basic idea is it escalates. He's trapped in the cage. Mm-hmm. A cop shows up. The cop gets killed. It just gets worse and worse. And then at the end, Red blows his brains out, which I was waiting for because I was like, that's the only direction this guy's
genuine
heading.
Surprise.
Oh, okay.
Because again, I still felt like the movie couldn't decide whether it was trying to
make him perfect,
sanctify him, protect him or not. And the idea, the fact that he like shoots himself in the head, I was surprised that they would have that would happen.
It's a great nightmare when he starts doing the coke and he's like, okay, I'll figure this out. And that's when, again, where it's like, it works where it's like, oh, this guy who I thought they were going to make perfect is now a maniac, and that's a really good instinct.
And then you think back on all the earlier scenes and how it's like, oh, he's been this crazy the whole time. Like, he's just obsessed with this to a homicidal degree.
And these are, again, it's a lot of the little things because like they lead up into this because he keeps saying like, it's not all a hoax. Bigfoot's really here, yada, yada, yada. I didn't need any of that because what it happens is he blows his brains out. The guy's left in the cage with no water or food. He can't get out for some reason. That's one of the problems where I was like, give the cage a floor because he like tries to dig and it's so diggable. And he gives up, and I'm like, just keep digging, man.
Yeah, why wouldn't it have been like one of the I don't know. He would have built a floor.
It's a lot of little things like that. And then, sure enough, Bigfoot shows up at the end, rips open the cage, and he's able to get out while Bigfoot's distracted.
Not a bad
ending.
Because they do the clapping, or the knocking, rather, the wood knocking throughout the film. And so he thinks to knock on the inside of the trap to get Bigfoot to rip the cage door off, and then he tries to run out past it.
Right. It's a good idea in the sense that, like, if you did this more subtly, where it's like you think you're watching a Bigfoot movie and then it's like, oh, this is like a thriller. That's nuts. And then you forget about Bigfoot entirely. And then like the punctuation of it all is like, oh, and here comes Bigfoot.
Here's Bigfoot at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, this is very, like it's almost a 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Right. Like it could really,
which is funny to say because 10 Cloverfield Lane itself is almost a 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yes.
That's the frustrating thing about that movie.
I know. There's a few that we've talked about would make really good remakes. And this is another one where it's like, you could remake this easily. The problem is it's so weird. Like, for example, going back to the beginning. So it's a YouTuber who interviews people who are crazy and punches down. And it was just very funny to
but he works for like a genuine
that's what I was about to say.
Somehow
it's this felt like Christian film where he goes to his big city boss who's vaping and he's like, you gotta go viral, man, here's a check, I'm cutting you a check to go viral. And it's just like, oh, okay. So the person making this has no idea how this industry works whatsoever.
It seems like they had a little bit of an idea because later on he's explaining like 500,000 views, 50,000 views in a week is basically like he's giving us a little bit of inside baseball. So it felt like some sour grapes there.
But it did feel like, those big city YouTuber corporations. And it's like, they started from this idea. Again, like it felt like a God's Not Dead.
This isn't not how Alex Jones's empire operates.
But you know what I mean, where they're trying to do punching up, like the God's Not Dead, or where they're like this big city journalist with their big house, you're like,
Yeah, right. It's like I got picked up by this digital news, this digital media site, and now I have a regular show for them, and I was able to have my girlfriend move into my cool apartment in New York. It's like, yeah, no.
It just felt a little like, all right, if this was like, if you were doing like the Daily Show, like if this was supposed to be, but they want to do the thing where it's just one guy with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, well, if it's just one guy with a camera, that guy probably doesn't have like, it's just like this weird in between that it felt like very straw man-y.
Yes.
As like,
because like I said, this is what right-wing media does.
Yeah.
And that's not what the filmmaker is commenting on. Like the filmmaker wants us to believe this is BuzzFeed.
Right, exactly.
It's like, no,
it's like, well, BuzzFeed's dead.
Yeah.
They're all dead.
Yeah, they're all dead. But this is how, like, this is literally how, I'm struggling to recall the name of his empire, but this is how Alex Jones's empire. Infowars. This is literally how they operated during Sandy Hook.
Project Veritas. That's the thing, is the only things that aren't dead now are the people who would prop up a flat earther. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing, is like, if you're...
Are the people who like, would make a movie like this.
Yeah, exactly. And so it just feels like it has this agenda right from the start of like this evil, like big city. When they say big city, they mean Nashville in this case.
Yeah.
Like YouTuber with his empire and like this, again, this like vaping boss who's like, it was just when he literally writes him a physical check, I was like, that's very funny, because like that to me shows like this feels like a 60-year-old doing this, because it's like no one writes a physical check and just slaps it at someone anymore. That's not how it would ever work. So there was just this feeling of like, this is someone who...
You also wouldn't have a one-on-one with the boss in an empty conference room.
Yes. It felt a little Birdemic when it's like, how much did we do? $1 million.
$1 million. We did. Very Neil Breen. We did the business. We closed the deal.
Yeah, where you're right that it's like they might have had some experience with this world, but it just felt very like straw man business.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, again, there's little things like their cabin that they go to with the Bigfoot guy is like an Airbnb. It's beautiful.
It's a brand new cabin.
Yeah, little things like that where you're like, I wish the cop
that is
was
clearly
just a guy with
very
a button
close
down.
to other houses because they film it very carefully.
Yes.
Sorry,
the cop is just a guy with a button down from JCPenney.
I was going to say the cop's uniform is like a 1920s cop's uniform.
Yeah. There's some budget
like his
issues.
collar's way too high. It's like buttoned up to his throat.
Yeah, there's some budget. There's some Neil Breeniness, again, where this guy did everything. And again, little things where it's like, just have the floor to the trap be a thing so that I'm not thinking, why isn't this guy digging out?
Because he does. We see him try to dig out, and then he just like stops. Like, well, that didn't work. I'm like, why didn't it work?
Right. There's a lot of little things. It's the short game. Like when they're showing that the guy ran out of water, and he's drinking water, and for some reason he's drinking like 8 of the smallest water bottles. You know those little water bottles that you get in like a kid's meal?
Yeah, little globes.
He's just pounding those for some reason, and he's like, out of water. And it was just like, what a weird thing to do.
That's what he bought.
Yeah.
He likes
a little things like that.
It's what they had at craft services.
Yeah, that's what it feels. I don't know. It's just, again, like, there's a lot of there's a lot of good ideas here. It needed to be done better.
Yeah, it just cut the like it didn't need to be so preachy. Because again, like I said, I think most people would have a separation between a person who believes in Bigfoot and a person who believes there's a global conspiracy to disguise the fact that the earth is flat.
Right. It reminds me, again, with Christian movies, the best religious movies are the ones that are often made by people who aren't seeking that. You know, your signs, like your contacts,
Right, because it's more a meditation about your connection to that faith and kind of what it means to you, or what kind of meaning. It's not about like, it's not agenda driven in that direction. Right. You know what I mean?
It's not a lot of show don't tell.
It's not proselytizing. I always have trouble pronouncing that word, but you guys know the word.
Yeah, prostitutizing.
Proselytizing.
That's the problem, is this guy can't help himself. Mm-hmm. So like, it's just so funny, because if you made a subtle film where it was like this thriller and then Bigfoot shows up, you're telling that moral tale. You don't need a guy to like practically look at the camera and be like, you journalists, you just want to make fun of us, but blah 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 blah. Like, it's that where
right, because the tragedy's still there. Like I said, you didn't need to try to redeem Red at the end at the same time.
No,
because it's still like, this is a guy who was dismissed his whole life.
Right, he's redeemed by Bigfoot showing up.
In a sense, it's he's redeemed partially, but I think it just more like. It just more
that he's proven right.
Yeah, it more emphasizes that how dismissed he was, and he shouldn't have been. Like, right. He didn't deserve to be treated the way he was.
Right. There's a subtle way to show his frustration, and him being like, you could have a line of him being like, "But Bigfoot's really out here, but you could still play it off as kind of nuts." Like, this movie, again, he knew that in order to have a good story, you can't just be. And then he traps Bigfoot, and he's right. Like, you need more than that. But the ending is so like, basically the ending is the guy at the end quits his job, leaves his girlfriend, and is like, you know what? I am going to go continue Red's Bigfoot journey. I'm going to wear his shirt. I believe now.
Yeah. The guy that almost murdered me.
Yeah. And it's like, you just don't need that. You could just have Bigfoot shows up. He realizes the guy is right. And like, you could have him like at the end just have that trauma of like looking at the woods and knowing or something.
Realizes he was right about the existence of Bigfoot. That's very
Nothing
specifically.
Yes.
The movie wants us to just be like, see, it was really Red was really the hero all along. It's like, no, he still murdered 2 people. Like, we just reveal that that Bigfoot killed their Hispanic friend Hector, and they just covered it up, and we don't care about that. We don't care about that. We don't care about
Well, they talk about there was an investigation.
Yeah, but like Hector. We just sort of gloss over that and the cop that he murders, because the movie really wants to redeem Red at the end.
Exactly, where he
so weird.
They treat him like he's like a martyr.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I get what they're again, the thing is that like, I can see you weaving this, because they try to do that where he's like, Red was right, and girlfriend's like, he tried to kill you. Mm-hmm. You're going through trauma. But they try to do like this very hopeful ending at the end.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just
like, I'm passing the torch. Like, he's wearing his shirt.
Right.
Like I said, it's like, I'm carrying on Red's work. It's like, maybe
right.
not.
And there's
that.
like hopeful music, and it's like, again, you can do this more subtly. And like, I think they were trying to do it subtly. They're trying to show gray areas, but they're just way too into Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You know?
They just have way too much of a bone to pick about getting teased over Bigfoot.
The boss is so unimpressed with his harrowing story of survival at the end. He's like, it's not funny. And it's like, one of your reporters was trapped in a Bigfoot cage while 2 people died.
Involved in a double murder.
And then a man blew his brains out. Yeah. I think you'd run that
good old-fashioned MS.
Yeah, I think you'd be thrilled at that story.
Right, I think that story would get millions of views.
Yeah. It's just
not
very
10,000 in 1 week.
There's this whole thing where Kyle, they add that Kyle was gay, which doesn't matter.
Not at all. But, I mean,
he does a monologue.
I get the idea, which is funny because it's funny to include, because they're talking. They wanted, I think, just to deepen the idea of like how overlooked and dismissed these guys were, and it's like they didn't deserve to be treated like this. These guys have just as profound an interior life as anybody else, and
Right.
You shouldn't dismiss them just because they believe in Bigfoot or just because they're gay. But this is also in a movie that is at least a little accidentally racist, so that made me laugh a little bit. But yeah, that's all that matters is in sort of playing to that theme. But yeah, otherwise it's just like Kyle's just this weird maniac who gets shot in a very bad Bigfoot costume.
Yes. They should have
the
tied,
character's correct when he's like,
it.
They'll never believe that I shot him because I thought he was Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because that costume is trash.
Right, you asshole.
They're gonna be like, you guys were fucking around, or this guy owed you money or something, and you put the Bigfoot costume on him afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
And made up this ridiculous story.
Yeah.
That he came out to prank you and you shot him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the fact that the ending it wants to be like Good Will Hunting. Where like you
I'm going to go see about a Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly. Where like you could still do the ending where he bombs his life to go hunt Bigfoot, but out of like trauma or obsession. Mm-hmm. Like if you did like this idea of a cycle or something where you could do an idea of like, who cares about finding Bigfoot anyway? Like where Bigfoot means something, we've done, I think a few of the movies have talked about this of like what Bigfoot means to people versus like actually finding Bigfoot. I don't know. Again, there's interesting ways to do this. It's just like, I liked, again, a lot of the dynamics. I like when he has him locked up and he's like, how do we get out of this? He keeps like looking for a win-win. And I do like that idea of this guy increasingly becoming more sinister, to the point that at first you almost have that feeling of like, see, he means well.
Yeah.
Because they did it. The idea is the journalist shot someone, not Red. So at first you're like, yeah, I guess Red's okay. Like, he's not the one who shot somebody.
He's still behaving like a madman. But...
Exactly. I think they could, again, a good job with the escalation of this situation.
Yeah. Stripping away the facade.
And then, him starting to do the coke and
I didn't expect for sure.
Killing the cop. And then when he kills the cops, it's like, I didn't mean to, man.
I just kicked him. Yeah. Like that stuff is pretty good. Like I was like, oh shit, there's ideas here.
You just need to give this to someone who's not this very obviously into Bigfoot. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know what else we didn't go through the story really, but we didn't need to.
Yeah, those are kind of all the major points.
It's fascinating. Again, they do like the shotgun, like the idea that Red starts working with him and you realize that it's because he doesn't have any bullets. Mm-hmm. And then he finds a bullet on the ground and he's like, new plan. Like,
well, we know that though. There was actually some dramatic irony there, which was also unexpected from the way this film started.
That's the thing, is this guy knows how to tell a story.
Yeah, there's a reason he keeps making asylum movies.
Yeah, but it's just, again, there's the little things where it's like, this needs a polish, Like, this is the sort of thing where it's like, maybe he should write movies and then someone else should direct and they should, but I don't know. Again, it's
the weirdest thing. It's related to the
cop sucks too. Sorry,
the cop costume.
Well, he also cuffs him and then goes, "I'm going to climb on the top of this."
Oh yeah, that's another frustrating thing. Is everybody's stupid.
Everybody's stupid, and in ways that you can avoid. Like you can make it more clever, because then like what's his name, the journalist who's in the cage looking at Red, they keep cutting to him like gawking up. Because he can't see that Red's getting the gun and getting loose, even though he's right in front of him. There's a lot of stuff like that where people have to be extremely stupid.
Yeah, there's nothing to look up. There's no skylight. There's no window up there. He's just looking at wood.
He's just like
trying to listen with his eyes.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like the movie is trying to make Bigfoot into this sort of spiritual thing, right?
Right.
Like we should be gentler with people who believe in Bigfoot, and it's not about being crazy or being weird. It's Bigfoot. It's fun for some people. Some people really believe in it. Some people it's just sort of like a tradition. There's a lot of depth to it, and it's like you were pointing out, it's in culture and stuff. So, but at the same time, they have Bigfoot savagely beat a man to death and store his bones in a pit. So all I can take away from that is that this movie hated that one Hispanic man.
Yeah.
Just really hated Hector. We never feel the need to not treat Bigfoot as like this gorgeous spiritual thing, even though like the end is like Josh fighting for his life against Big. It's weird that the movie doesn't examine that at the end. It just the ending is so fucking weird.
It really is. I wish like they needed to. What's that fucking? Was it Bigfoot Country? What was the Bigfoot Pacific Northwest Bigfoot documentary where was it American Sasq? I don't know. Or Bigfoot Country or Sasquatch Country. I forget. It basically just talks. Spoilers. It presents as a Bigfoot documentary, but it's really just about drug dealers.
Yep. Yeah, I do know that one. It's talking about how like disappearances and violence and stuff connected to Bigfoot. It's probably just like
meth heads, and like these specific people. I just think they could have.
It's drug trafficking. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have really done by like it would have been interesting to lean into that, and like you could have the reveal of like these guys are part of like a meth group, and you could really like go in that direction to make Bigfoot showing up even more surprising, and you don't have to do all the praise for Bigfoot. It could just be more horror thriller, and then Bigfoot exists, but yeah, he's like a brutal monster.
Yeah, the movie kind of does that.
But like you said, it's on top of them being like, yeah, Bigfoot is gentle. And it's like, no, he's not.
Not at all.
The first thing we see, the opening feels like they were like, we better have Bigfoot early.
But they, they shouldn't have, because what they try to do is they try to make us think that was maybe Kyle or maybe one of them in the Bigfoot suit killed Hector.
Right.
Because we don't flat out learn that Bigfoot did it until the end. Because they're crazy. You know, at one point it becomes very clear that Red's just crazy.
This needs to be
but like if they wanted to pull that off, I think they showed too much in the opening. Cause
they showed too much Bigfoot.
Way too much Bigfoot. Because well, clearly that's like actually an animal. Like it's killing this guy with animal strength. Like
this needs to be the Big Blue X-Files.
Yeah,
where the Big Blue X-Files, you go like, oh, these murders,
very close
and then
to
you go,
that.
oh, it's a gator, and then of course the reveal is like, oh no, Big Blue was there, and it's that where it's like you should have started with a murder and like someone coming in to look into it to make like a true crime documentary or something, and like then the reveal is like, oh, it's just a bunch of meth people chopping people up, and then second reveal is, oh, no, it's Bigfoot.
There is
like something like that.
There's a couple of ways it could, or just like you and I keep saying, the movie the way it is right now could be.
It's fine.
This is a good idea for a movie. Just remake this one. Let's Ocean's 11 this.
Yeah.
Get Soderbergh on this one.
Yeah. Fascinating movie.
We're learning a lot. We're learning a lot, not just about Sasquatch on this adventure.
That's the thing about art. I don't think about this that often, but art is, you realize it the most when it's bad art. Art is so revealing. It's so embarrassing. You know what I mean?
That's
usually you don't notice, but when you see bad art, you realize like, oh, it's a person confessing a lot about themselves.
That's the distinction, right? Because because the question often is posed like, well, what is bad art? Like, how do you define what is bad art? Because art and taste is so subjective. And I think it's something close to that is the definition. It's like, if you can see the artist's bare ass in the work, it's bad art. Like the idea is the idea is for it to be a light touch, right?
Exactly. So you don't, and so you still have to commend the artist of like, you're putting yourself out there.
Oh,
man.
yeah. It's bold.
It's just like, you could have said what you wanted to say in a way that's way subtler.
Yeah. That
wouldn't have felt like this. I'm glad we agreed that it's like, it is really like a God's Not Dead for Bigfoot.
Yes, I got that vibe. I kept thinking of the Doom books, but I did specifically think of religious propaganda.
Yeah. Let's talk about Bigfoot facts.
Let's do it.
So some from the last. So we have to note, we keep adding this one. The natural predators of Bigfoots are hillbillies and drunks. That is also confirmed here.
It remains.
That's been in like every single one we've covered practically.
Yeah, they're competing for the same food sources in the same ecosystem.
Yeah. We also had when there's no caves, Bigfoots will have bone or stick nests. We could add ditches. There's a ditch in this one.
Yeah.
A Bigfoot ditch.
A bone burrow. Red describes them earlier. Remember, he says burrows, but I've never seen one myself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was one more interesting thing I wanted to call out. Sorry, I know we moved past that section.
It's fine.
But one part of the escalation, as I said, the sort of as his facade starts to begins to melt away, is each piece of like quote unquote irrefutable evidence he's presenting to Josh, like is sort of kind of the when the cracks begin to appear. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when he shows him video footage that's like, well, that's very obviously a guy in a costume, or like it's
right.
far from definitive proof. And he's like, what more do you want? Bigfoot to come up and shake your hand? And if that was intentional, very well done.
I liked that was leading to the realization that he's faking.
The realization that, oh, this guy's nuts, actually.
By the way, I just looked up the guy who plays Red.
He's steamy. He's steamy.
Snack. Yeah, this dude's like...
He's got gorgeous eyes. He has gorgeous eyes in this movie.
He has a beard in this movie. He normally doesn't. And it's one of the few times where you're like, no, don't have a beard, man. You look fucking... He's got like this chiseled jaw. He looks like an old movie star. He was in Fear the Walking Dead. He's in the National Treasure show. Like, it looks like he's got a career going for him. But my goodness, he looks like Brando. Like, Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Yeah, good for him.
He's not very good in this film, but good for him.
No, but good on him for looking like a snack.
Yeah, man. I did. I was curious. I wanted to know who was responsible for this film. All right, so back to our Bigfoot facts. Sorry for that.
Bigfoots hate tents. That seems like that's also in this.
Get that tent the hell out of here.
Yeah. And now I just have a bunch of new facts.
Oh, well, I have a couple of old ones.
Oh, yeah.
Well, really just one, but this is, Bigfoot's greatest nemesis remains the automobile.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. He struggles with that.
Really can't navigate that thing.
I like to think Bigfoot likes to watch this one because the whole movie I was imagining Bigfoot from afar, watching man, these people are fucked up.
Eating the food from the trap.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's going to shoot that guy.
What's going on there? Yeah. I have, and this is just general, Bigfoot will jump your ass because he does really jump that guy in the beginning.
I don't know why he kills Hector or she.
If you try to trap him, I put. It's like, it seems like it's just like, oh, you
it doesn't seem to be any connection. Just he's on her turf at the wrong time of night. Because it cuts from them in the trap being like, you're thinking or I'm thinking, yeah, let's go do it. And they get up and presumably it's to put on the Bigfoot suit to scare Hector, but then Hector gets murdered. Yeah. I'm not sure why.
Should we put Bigfoots are racist? Question mark?
That's what I had. Bigfoot is apparently racist? Question mark.
I have, they got Bigfoot conventions, which isn't really a Bigfoot fact, but it's a Bigfoot fact. Bigfoots have mating calls. I feel like we knew.
We did.
Sasquatch are sacred animals.
They communicate
These are kind of
by
throwaway ones.
The wood clacking. That's reinforced here.
Sorry. Yeah, we have that already. So that's a confirm again. Mm-hmm. That I think is one of those facts that's in all of these movies because it's an actual fact.
Pretty established part of Bigfoot lore, yeah. Which I didn't realize until we started watching all of this Bigfoot media.
Yeah. I've sometimes Bigfoot.
It's funny to think, like, wait, is that real?
Yeah, real for Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I think that's in all the documentaries.
Yeah.
Sometimes Bigfoot is your coked up friend. I also wrote cocaine.
It's adjacent to sometimes Bigfoot's is Michael Shannon's.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's about the same. I have cocaine gives you super thinking powers, which we all knew. That's not really a Bigfoot fact, but I wrote it down.
It apparently cloaks you from Bigfoot.
Yeah, you're right. I don't have much from this because it's not very Bigfoot centric. Well, it is, but you know what I mean. It's a lot of hoax Bigfoot. Bigfoot will clean up crime scenes for you.
This is what my main one is. I think Bigfoot commits cartel murders.
Oh,
because there's like a sort of quiet subplot about like Kyle and the police and Red, even like their involvement in drug production and distribution in the past.
Yeah,
they're meth dealers. They flat out he
dealers.
says Kyle's a meth dealer when he's burying him, and
yeah,
they both get super duper high, which is probably helpful when you're hunting Bigfoot. It takes away the fear.
Yes, it makes sense. I mean, from that documentary, Bigfoot shares a lot of the same space.
Shares a lot of the same space.
dealers.
So maybe they come to an agreement. Maybe Bigfoot's a customer.
Yeah.
They piss. Maybe Bigfoot's their supplier for the area.
Yeah.
We don't know how much responsibility they've given Bigfoot within this organization in the Pacific Northwest.
Meth dealers and lesbian serial killers. It makes me think about like living in the country, which you've lived in the country, right? Or in
most of my life, yeah.
Yeah, like living in the country, you find that like your neighbors
not in the country, but
things.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I lived in like mountainous woods. You find your neighbors are one of two things: extremely rich people or people that you simply don't want to go near.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or it's like they're all mingling.
Where I grew up, that's Chesapeake or Virginia Beach.
Yeah. Yeah, where it's like sometimes they're neighbors, where it's just like they all bought the land for the same amount in the 70s. And now it's like some of the houses have gotten big and grand. Some of them have gotten moldy and weird. But either way, again, don't go on the property.
Either way, it's a Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
Don't just know.
My final fact is that Bigfoot can't be trapped.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Why would you even
obvious.
try? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. That silly, ridiculous man. They don't spend enough time punishing Red, and all the time they try to redeem him and rehabilitate his character. His fucking trap doesn't work.
It's a bad trap.
Bigfoot rips the door off that shit instantly.
Which is funny. I think they meant that to be funny, which is like, of course the trap didn't
Of course
work.
it wouldn't work.
But it's a bad, like, he could have dug under it. Again, the pipe is so thin and so clearly, like, even in the world where it's metal, even though it doesn't look like metal because they're making a movie, but like in the world that it's metal, it's like, man, I feel like if I kicked it that enough, I could dislodge that thing.
I feel like if you hit the side of this structure enough, because it's not sunk into the earth.
Yeah, and it's like thin boards, and it's like, come on, man.
But
again, it's a mountain monster's trap.
Yeah. You could have done an interesting thing with, the fact that the Bigfoot easily destroys the trap if you were willing to have Red, like, I don't know. Red be a dirtier character, right? Yeah, more of a fool, more of a non-believer than he pretended to be.
More of a grifter,
More of a grifter, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole reason his friend is dead is because he was trying to grift this guy.
Right.
So there was an idea there that could have been, I don't know. Anyway, the Bigfoot fact is you can't trap Bigfoot.
You can't.
Don't even try. They commit cartel murders.
Yeah. You have any other facts?
Bigfoot's his bone collectors.
Yeah. I think we had a little.
Did we have
before.
that written down?
We might.
Because that's
Bigfoot's his bone collectors.
That's been reinforced. That's been reinforced.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Bigfoot's his bone collectors.
His bone collectors.
Which means they'll have to match wits with Denzel Washington and Angelina Jolie before too much longer. That's why Denzel's back is broken.
Yeah, because of Bigfoot.
Fucking Bigfoot jumped his ass.
Yeah.
Hector didn't get away. He got away.
Man, they should remake
shattered
the Bone
his
Collector.
Back. Yeah, with a Sasquatch.
Yeah, just the beginning is Sasquatch and then never mentioned again.
What, it's like a brick hits him or something? I forget.
It's crime related.
It's an accident while he's on a crime scene, I remember. But it would be, instead of that, it just Bigfoot leaps out and beats the shit out of him. Just hauls off and beats his ass.
He's just always looking for Bigfoot since then.
Yeah, like a fender bender with just the some maniac. I don't know.
Well, it's time to be like Mulder then.
Yeah. So, this is pretty easy because this is basically an X-Files episode.
Yeah, I was thinking there's no way Mulder doesn't have like 50 of these traps around his house. And also there's no way he hasn't been trapped in one himself.
Right. There's an asterisk next to you can't trap Bigfoot is you can't trap Mulder in a Bigfoot trap because he's been trapped in all of them already.
Yeah.
Like you get Mulder in a Bigfoot trap, he's like, "Oh, this is the Dyson 313 model, I see. Yeah. I just need to push right here on this," and the whole thing falls apart or some shit.
This is definitely an X-Files where like they would go to see this guy trapping Bigfoot. Scully would be the reporter. There's a line
it's
that
close
Red
to Big Blue.
says. Yeah. Red says a line. He says, "You had an encounter with something you don't understand," which just felt like a Mulder line. Same with, "Are you sure it's not squirrels doing a knock-knock joke?" That feels like a Mulder line too.
He got Red gets really offended at that, and that was more than like the God and Jesus stuff. Like that was the point in the movie, because it's early on. This is like in the first 20 minutes still, where I was like, "Oh, we might be really in trouble."
Yeah,
like if the movie wants me to think that squirrel joke was too far,
like offensive.
yeah, it's like, buddy, lighten up.
I can't tell if they're just doing a bad job. Meaning,
right, exactly.
Like, is the joke that he's like, "That's not funny"? You know, like that could be a joke, right? But they don't treat it like
they do,
one.
because he stops. He's clearly offended, but he goes like, "That's pretty good," and then they keep moving. So they I don't know. It was a weird moment. Anyway.
Exactly. They don't know how to execute these ideas, I think. I don't know.
But Josh's speech at the end to his girlfriend, where he's basically explaining how he's losing his job and dumping her to go live in fucking Red's cabin to carry on his good work, that is just verbatim Mulder's report to Skinner.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way
I need to honor Red and Kyle's lives. Honor the pursuit of knowledge that they lost their lives. And Red's pawpaw. Sorry.
Yep. No, Mulder trapped in a Bigfoot cage surrounded by a murder-suicide is just, that would come naturally to him.
That has happened,
like you said, continuing his work at the end. he wouldn't see this much Bigfoot. He'd just hear like grunts or something and see the bodies dragged away.
Yeah, he'd have the tent encounter for sure.
Also, Mulder has shot a kid with fake vampire fangs, so he would 100% shoot this man dressed as Bigfoot.
100%. Yeah, the lovable catcher from The Sandlot fucking blew that kid. No, he didn't blow. Like he stabbed him in the heart.
Stabbed him in the
heart with a stake. Because he's a maniac.
So lucky that kid was a vampire for real.
That really worked out for Mulder. Supernatural really saved his ass right there. But yeah, this is like, either way, Mulder would get stuck in the meth head's Bigfoot trap within the first 30 minutes. He would have more or less done exactly what Josh did. Yeah, like he'd go out there to investigate. They'd have the night where they'd have a Bigfoot encounter where Scully would be like, "Well, that was clearly his friend Kyle in a suit." Mulder's like, "I'm not so sure."
He'd shoot Kyle, get trapped, and he would not care about the drug dealing. He would not care about that. He'd be so disappointed. He'd be like, they're just doing cocaine.
How many cartel or like biker gang or how many drug trafficking operations has Mulder stumbled upon in the Pacific Northwest when he was looking for Bigfoot and then just like walked away?
Yeah, it's cool, guys.
This isn't the paperwork I wanted to do today, Scully. Let's go buy baseball cards.
Yeah.
It basically is an X-Files episode. Like there wouldn't be too much different, honestly. Like if you plugged Mulder in with Josh, that's just pretty much. Except Mulder would be desperate to believe rather than Josh being scornful.
It's because a lot of these movies involve at least one character obsessively looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And you can plug Mulder in there, and it always goes inevitably very wrong. And so it just works so well.
Somebody who is willing to abandon all sense of safety.
Yeah. Troma's Bigfoot, that was a good one for that, because he gets his ass kicked at the end.
Man, I forgot about that one.
I know.
No survival instinct whatsoever. Throw all caution to the wind.
Yeah.
Mulder buying a one-way ticket.
Yep, to Bigfoot country. Oh, man.
He'd be bones in a pit or bones in a cage.
Mulders end up trapped many times. I don't know what my favorite is. My favorite might be when the shapeshifter...
The dream fungus?
Oh, that's pretty good. I was thinking when the shapeshifter... when Eddie Van Blunt traps him in a janitor's closet in a basement with a sandwich.
Oh, right.
Because you're like, how did that happen?
That is very funny.
Yeah.
That guy really gets the drop on a lot of people in that episode.
I know. So our next episode is for the movie Big Legend, which is what they call me. 2018's Big Legend. And then a secret special final one.
Ooh.
But Big Legend, I don't know anything about this.
Big Legend! Never heard
it.
It
is, let's see. A lot of these have the same writer-director. It's going to be a passion project.
A lot of people very passionate about Sasquatching.
I know.
So are we. We're dedicated to this.
Oh, this is an ex-soldier ventures into the Pacific Northwest to uncover the truth behind his fiance's disappearance. I wonder what the truth will be. Who can say?
Probably biker Nazis.
Yeah.
Probably meth-dealing biker Nazis.
Yeah. Or
meth-dealing biker Bigfoot. Can you imagine? Being out there looking for Bigfoot and hearing the fucking a Harley just rev up?
They should make a motorcycle Bigfoot movie.
Just somebody opening up the throttle.
Yeah.
Biker Bigfoot, man.
Yeah, it's right there. Biker Bigfoot. I'm Googling
Bikefoot.
It. Biker Bigfoot. I'm not seeing anything.
You could also have BMX foot, like the other kind of biking.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Like a more fun one.
Yeah, I'm going to write BMX Bigfoot. See if anything comes up. It looks like it's an event in Washington.
That's where it would be.
Bigfoot BMX. Yeah. Man, I want that. I like that because that's a funnier noise to hear. It's like the zzz of a bike in the woods coming closer and closer.
Just really pedaling.
Yeah.
All those Peloton classes really work.
Oh, he's got like this like checkered like ska shoes on. Nothing else on. Just those. Doesn't want to get his hair in the spokes.
Yeah, man.
I think we're good, right?
I think we're all set. Do we have anything else to say? Is this still a show?
Bob Grenville, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you as always. This has been a blast. Learn a lot about Bigfoot. This
More
was
than I ever
Patreon.
expected to. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we have like a tier where you can do exclusive podcasts. It's not open currently, but I'm sure it'll be in the new year. But if you go to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed, we have a bunch of exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, which is kind of a little this show is a little related to that. Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, Him Booze, which is our supernatural podcast.
All true.
I'm sure they'll counter in Bigfoot at some point.
They must, statistically.
We watch movies every Friday night. We have so many Bigfoot movies we got to watch.
Also, honestly, the Winchester brothers owe it to Red and Kyle.
They do. They would get trapped in a Bigfoot trap instantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've been stuck in man traps many a time.
Oh yeah.
So is Mulder.
Yeah.
That's where they would meet. They would meet in a Bigfoot trap.
Yeah.
We also
trappable.
We also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out.
Yes.
Please rate and review our podcast wherever you're listening, and check out our new show, Badical, Badical, wherever you are listening.
Please.
Yeah. And you build your own Bigfoot trap. See what happens.
Yeah.
Perfect the design. You never know what you catch out there.
Yeah,
your Bigfoot trap.
That's the thing about making a trap in the woods. It's like you never know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
It's like a little grab bag.
Just leave it out there, yeah.
You might get a meth head. You might get a raccoon.
It's like leaving a stocking out on Christmas Eve. Just leave a man trap out there. Man
trapping. That's a book. I have that book. It's called Man Trapping.
I know. I've seen it.
Yeah. Everybody.
I think it's explicitly illegal.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.